Hello, my loves. Namaste. I hope you're doing well. This is going to be a quick reading for Actually, I'm going to do a karmic reading, to be quite honest, because there's a lot of delays, a lot of personal readings that I'm doing where there's a lot of delays, and I do not see a lot of twin flames together. Um, I don't believe that we are not supposed to be together. I know a lot of people say that. But anyway, let's get started. We can talk about that in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and pray quietly over the cards and set my intentions and clear my energy and the energy of the cards in the room. So let's take a moment just to breathe, clear our own energy for the reading. Okay, so we're going to get into also where the planetary placements are, because the planets are archetypes. The constellations are archetypes. And when they move around together, cause challenges in the shadow part of the psyche, things that we have to deal with, things that come up that are challenging, that we have set behavioral patterns for in the past for survival. And now we have to merge into our heart space. We are in the age of Aquarius. So we are all awakening. So if you know you're a twin flame, you're here. If you think you might be karmic, you're probably going to be here too, because you haven't found a twin flame. You're not in the place of your vibrational energy to align with your mirrored soul. So I'm going to pull some quick energy cards and see what's going on collectively in the twin flame mission. And then we'll get into exactly the challenges, the blockages, and the karmic energy and focus on that. So we have today for tomorrow, it's a 32, which makes a 5. Just going to pull a couple of more. It's a full moon. We just had a full moon here recently. Or is it tonight? And I'm recording this on 8/8, so we are in the 8/8 portal. And it does look like we are in a full moon. The moon is in Aquarius. Wow. Okay. I have one more. Venge. It's another 5. So, wow. You know what? This is a really hard look at the karmic, which came out immediately. And I've got masquerade here. So, is that when you begin your awakening, you first have to look at yourself. The mirror is for you. Every relationship you have is a mirror into your own understanding of who you are. So we have to 55 here. Fives are challenges and they're changes, and they're usually challenges because of changes. Because of a change, because of the law of attraction, you begin to draw in the energy that you are, because you need to understand who you are inside. So let's dig in with the tarot. And everything has been cleared. I've noticed too that when I use my, I have this tuning fork, and when I use it, it keeps my heart clear, because a lot of times when I'm doing readings, I'll feel the energy of the person I'm reading for, like a heaviness. Sometimes lately, collectively, I feel like there's something stuck in my heart. It's not a stabbing pain, it just feels like it's stuck there. All right, so now that we have this 55, we have a full moon in Aquarius, which is interesting. Give us more clarity on, I know we have revenge here. She has 2 swords. There's not a decision for the karmic to be revengeful. She is revengeful. That is why she's in this energy, and she pretends she's a masquerade. It's 15, which makes a 6, but it's a 1 and a 5. She wears this mask. I say she, could be she or he, karmically, how this applies to you that you're watching this, to your situation. But there's this energy of revenge, and there's also this energy of looking at yourself about what it is that because we have all these retrograde planets, especially Mars and Venus and Mercury, all the big ones. But Pluto has been in retrograde for a long time. And that this is the age of Aquarius. This is the age of healing. This is the age of awakening and knowing. So once you know better, you have to do better. Seven of Swords, that's a very sneaky energy. And so this begs the question, what am I lying to myself about? What am I keeping? What is it about myself that causes me to want revenge for somebody else's happiness? Why is the Seven of Swords here? Where is the Seven of Swords here? The Magician. Show what you reap, you sow. I'm sorry. What you sow, you reap. Verifying. There's a bigger energy world than you. So never think that you will overcome nature or supernature. So let's see, if you are this revenge person, what are you reaping? What are you sowing? I want to pull here. What are you sowing? I feel like I should get a different deck. Please. Wow. The path of death. So, and this is a 12, which makes a 3. This does not look good. This is also a path of awakening and reincarnation. And it's not an easy one, because it means that a tower will come down on you before you begin the path. Because in order for you to even consider the path, for me, I had a death experience. So this resonates with me in a different way. But I need to turn the light on here. Hold on a second. For me, I realized after I came back, literally from the dead, and I'll tell that story another time if anybody wants to hear it, but you recognize just how fragile life is. And what are you going to do after that? Piss it away? Act like a fool? Try and keep someone from being happy? Being codependent? hanging on to something that's not meant for you, being too afraid to move forward. Because this is what you're sowing. Sorry, this is what you've sown. This is what you reaped. Especially towards a divine relationship that you have to know deep in your heart, your relationship never worked and it needs to be ending, but yet you're so afraid to move on. Just move on. Whatever you need to do. Look, I can't even make this up. This is your rebirth. This is your time to turn from a caterpillar to a butterfly. And it's a 34, which is a 7, which is a very spiritual number because it's about your subconscious. And there's a path here. It's happening. You cannot deny this path. And everybody's on it. Pluto affects the collective, and it doesn't move for hundreds of years. I think it's like 248. And so it will not move out of Aquarius in our lifetime. And that, look, and then this came out, truth. Because the truth will always be revealed. So we have crisis. So, it's a 3 too. So when you're going through, it's kind of the secret of all of this. When you're going through your awakening, you really do feel this way for a while. And it's not like you get to choose not to be awake anymore when you've been called. Your soul will override your ego. And when it's time, when you've gotten to the point of this, and you're not looking at how you handle things in the mirror and how you've self-sabotaged yourself by maybe even not being truthful to other people about who you are. Maybe it's not being truthful to yourself about who you are or what your challenges may be, or maybe they're excuses. Maybe you had a really tough, shitty life and now you act a certain way and now you've been making excuses. Well, guess what? There's no more time to make excuses. You're out of time. What else can you tell us? The alchemist. See, there it is. There's the alchemist. The alchemist is turning something to gold. And it's actually turning something here. And what's under it? The priest. Faith. Perseverance. But see, with the alchemist, destruction comes first. The unknowing of, I should say, the unlearning of indoctrination comes first. And then you open, and then the third eye opens. And you can run away and you can ignore it for a while, but it doesn't work. It does not work. It will follow you. Your soul wants to expand. The ego wants to control. They're not the same. So if you continue to deny it, you continue to hold on to something that does not belong to you, then you really need to think about your path. And how does it affect the divine counterpart that has found the counterpart? Breakups happen every day. People move on from relationships constantly. That's the problem. Doesn't everybody want to find their person only? Not somebody else's, but theirs. So, what happens when the karmic, excuse me, what happens when the karmic continues to try and deny the relationship? Let's start there. Deception, look, and it was on the Seven of Swords. Deception, trickery, and then upside down, foundation and community. Collectively, this is karmic energy. You're not a team player. There's no community here. There's no foundation because it's all deception. And so you have to decide what it is that you need to change in your life. And let's dig into that. What do you need to change? Why all these cards keep coming out? We have 3. You're at a downfall for your own achievement, right? Because you're about to explore. It's just like a compass. You're about to explore, see exploration, and discover a part of you that you didn't even know existed. And sometimes, really all the time, and it has to happen with everyone, you find that you are excluded from the community because you need to spend time alone. And I feel like that's another reason why this community card is in reverse, is that it's time to remove yourself from these behaviors of trickery and get into, because Neptune is in retrograde, so this very much speaks to that, because Neptune literally is the it's Piscean energy. It's the hanged man. It's looking at things from a different perspective, but usually you don't look for them. You look at them differently until you're flat on your butt and you've lost everything, and then you start looking at things differently. So it's important to remove yourself and spend some time with yourself to get to know who you are, what your truth is, because you have this, you have a path of rebirth. This is the path that you are on, the brand new path. This is the magician. So there's no point in denying it or delaying it. It will happen, I can tell you, because I wasn't ready to be on the path that I was forced on. I was living a very beautiful, comfortable life, and that did not happen. I was asked to give it all up. So let's look into the feminine. And you know what? Before we do that, let's look into how that affects the masculine. What, because there's a lot of energy that he's in a lot of denial, or he is in delayment because he can't break away from his karmic situation. And this is not pertaining to his work or his immediate familiar family like his parents. This is about a karmic romantic relationship that he's in. If he's not in a karmic romantic relationship or attached some way, then this isn't your reading. But if he is, then this is it, right? So we see that the karmic is going to go through a rebirth. That's going to happen. So let's dig into the oracles over here. I'm not going to stay too long. It's not that I don't want to, but I've got so many things going on. I'm trying to build a business, a restaurant, trying to get my art out there, write a book, finish my book. I have my tarot cards I just sent off for print. So, and I can't wait to use them. I am going to do a preview of them, of every single card, and then we'll talk about how to buy them. But they should be here soon. So hopefully. All right. So how is the masculine coping? Whoa. Well, he's wishing for happiness. And maybe he feels this impending happiness. So let's see what else. Actually grabbed too many cards, so it's hard for me to shuffle them. I'm just gonna see what comes out. Then I'll start pulling. All right, what is that? Okay, well, I feel like he's feeling a lot of individuality and possibly away from the karmic partner. But there is some hesitation about his money situation. And he's not really trusting in his finances right now. So there's that. So, but you know, that's what happens when you're in a karmic situation. A lot of times, couples that shouldn't be with their karmic partner, they can't even have children together, but then they'll get divorced and marry someone else that they believe is their true love, and they'll be able to have children just naturally. This is kind of like that. It's that when you are ready, when you are with a current partner that's unhealthy and toxic and codependent, then nothing's going to work. And the relationship will never be stable because it's not meant to. So it'll never be a stable foundation. So he's probably leaving this karmic relationship with being a concern, having a concern about money. So there's some hesitation in his self-worth, is what I'm feeling, that he is going to have to take some some risks. Even if he doesn't have, this could be money driven. He's going to have to take some financial risks, is what I'm getting here. Or maybe he took it too cautious before. Maybe it's because he lost things, but let's see. Let's just see what's going on. All right. What? Interesting. Well, there's someone that's going to a fake person, and it's by accident. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm getting. Let me see what else is coming up, because don't believe everyone that believes that they have a gift. There's a lot of people out there that are just tarot readers, and that's okay because you're reading tarot. It's a divination, but there's a fake person here. So I don't know if this is someone maybe your karmic went. Oh yeah, your karmic went to that maybe cast some kind of crazy little spell. And spells are real, so is prayer. So it's based on intention, and especially if you do some kind of ceremonial thing, you add that energy to it. So let's just keep going and see what's going on because I have never seen anything like this. Okay, we have home. So I feel like it has to do with your home. And a child dressing up. Okay. This there's some kind of money and child support situation here. And I'm trying to figure out. So give me a minute because with these cards, they don't talk right away like the tarot. That's what I've noticed. I have to pull a lot of cards to get the story. Shady. Well, there you go. Okay. This is obviously a shady person in the divine masculines. But somebody's up to something that involves money. I don't know. Devil. Okay, I'm beginning to wonder what is going on here. Scorned love. Okay, that would make sense. Power supply. This might make sense to someone. Um, the only thing I'm really picking up is that it's a karmic, and maybe it isn't. Well, I mean, it feels like okay. So that's part of the problem. This is part of the problem of the path to rebirth for the karmic. It's like they begin to pull a lot of crap. Why? Because they feel scorned. They have this revenge, right? There's the revenge. So a lot of them could be fiddling with the car, um, maybe even the power to something. It's what I'm getting is power in a car, power to the car. Um, I also feel like they fake being spiritual. They fake being religious or good. All right, let's keep going because this doesn't look good. He's holding the truth. But what I don't understand is this dressing up and this anticipation. I feel like there's some kind of upcoming event that is happening. And somebody's karmic needs to tell them, reveal some kind of truth. But then they don't want to. There's a lot of shady stuff going on here. And I'm going to get to the bottom of it. Didn't mean to be on this long, but guess I am. All right, what else? My gosh, are you kidding me? Trapped, broken, death. This karmic is so trapped in their head. Wow. That they actually may have so much anger here, they could have a car accident. So please be very careful if you're driving. Nobody should lose their life in order to awaken. But if you're a bad person and you're doing some really shady stuff, Saturn's in retrograde right now in Aries. That's like, I don't even know what to use as an example, but it will happen to you. It's like physical karma. Physical karma. And Eris, which is also in Aries, I don't know if you can see this. Eris is the asteroid of, she's the goddess of strife and discord. And that asteroid's actually bigger than Pluto. So, and it's not even supposed to move out of Aries until 2048. So she's gonna sit there a while. She's like a pissed off woman. Maybe that's the karmic. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that Saturn is in retrograde in Aries, and that is some tough energy. Because your karma is going to come in the form of physical things. Losing your job, having a car accident, especially with Mercury in retrograde. Losing your house, things like that, they will happen. Altering your values. Now look, altering your values and morals, making life decisions. Struggle. I can't make this up. So this karmic energy is not only pulling from the power supply of their partner, the divine masculine that has a divine counterpart. They are trapped in the fact that they feel broken. A perversion, self-love, and romance. So maybe some of the people have a lot of rabbit hole, have been very promiscuous sexually, or even had perverted ways in their romances, in their relationship, because it was not from a place of self-love. It was more from a place of self-absorption. Not fully, but there is some trapped energy here, and I feel like they might be using that as blackmail, because that's what's been coming up in my collective readings for the karmic, is holding on to them any way they possibly can. Escape. Motel. Really? Okay, I don't know. That's for someone. Someone trying to escape a motel room? What is that? What is this? Yes? Okay. I don't know. This is funny because this is just a curtain blowing in the wind, and there's this motel, and then it says yes. So I don't know. I can't. I just read the energy and pick up what I pick up. Okay. All right. So I don't know what these cards are. Water. Okay. So wow. Wow is all I can say. Allow me to grow. Got the karmic. Trapped. So we have trapped here twice. Karmic trapped. Trapped and captive in this really low vibrational energy. So if you are the karmic and you're trying to pull back because of denial, revenge, changing your morals, partying. Look, partying, revenge. I mean, does this look good? That was the first card. Yeah, look, you're the one. You're the one. You're the one. I can't make this up. So I'm going to move on to, I don't even know if I want to add the Divine Feminine. I think she's fed up with the masculine not moving, and she just wants to move. She just wants to get on with life. And I don't know how they're doing out there. It seems like most of them are okay. But nobody wants to be around this. Nobody wants to be around that energy. So the feminines, the divine feminines have learned how to cut people off. This is not her energy. This is not the people around her's energy. So let's, you know what, where's my bowl? Let's clear this energy real quick. And what did I do with that bowl? There it is. Let's clear this energy real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and timestamp these. And like I said, I'm not going to stay long because the kiddo's about to get home from dinner. And once that happens, then that's what happens. All right, so we're going to pull a completely different deck. One of my first, not really one of my first, but I've had it for a while. And I haven't gotten rid of it. So get rid of everything else. I'm so excited to get my cards. I hope this, I guess I'll figure it out in iMovie, but I'm hoping the audio is going to work. Okay, let's get a 3-card pull for the feminine. And maybe we just do this so that the masculine can see. I do know that I have, just looking at my followers the other day, quite a few men actually. So this is the 8-8 porter. This will be the energy of the 8-8 porter will be for a while. Divine feminine, what do you need to know in this 8-8 portal? Oh, I don't want that one. Oh, I guess I do. It's 10 of Pentacles. That wasn't going to let me put it back in the deck. All right. Oh, that one either. Guess we'll just go ahead and take that. Well, that doesn't look promising. Well, I guess she's shutting her mouth, not saying anything. Because she's successful even in her betrayal. I feel like recently somebody got a text, a written message that came through that they thought was going to be good, but it turned out not to be. I don't know if this has happened yet. It's August, so let's just say ask that this be the energy of August, or recently coming up. All right, so let's pull 3 more. Oh, we have the Emperor. Put Adam on here because he's like the ultimate Adam. He's a sexy Adam. It's also Mars. It's also Archangel Michael. Okay, 2 cards, please. Stability. You know, there's going to be stability for the Divine Feminine. She inherited stability no matter what. 6 of Cups. One more. Six of Swords. I can't make this up. Okay. And the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So, whether she feels heartbroken or not, she's moving forward. And she moves forward with confidence because, you know, she's imbuing the energy of Adam right now. That her root chakra, her Mars energy, it's Aries energy, but it's also stability and order and power and protection. And she hasn't had that, so she's going to move forward. This is Libra, Saturn Libra with this 3 of Swords. Aquarius, Mercury, 6 of Swords. So, because she believes, she has faith. Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. It's the power of all the water signs. It's Venus. So she will, and look, 10 of Cups underneath. 10 of Cups underneath that. So let's pull. It was daytime when I started doing these readings. Anyway, let's get back to it. You will have your 10 of Cups, and your Ace of Cups and the 10 of Cups is 11. So I'm going to wrap this up soon because I know my kiddos will be coming home soon. So I'm going to pull 3 more cards and how the feminine is doing. But it looks to me like she's moving forward no matter what. I don't know if that means alone. I don't know if that means together, but her Ace of Cups and her 10 of Cups is here. So let's see. This is so weird because I have all these cards. Something's hidden here. Somebody's hidden. Somebody's their own worst enemy, and I feel like it is the masculine right now, which is why he's at a distance, from the feminine. They feel hidden, secluded, but also drowning emotionally. Some of them may be contemplating sacrificing their own lives with sacrifice and suicide. This isn't good. But I don't really like that it's coming out in the feminine's energy reading because she may be picking up on it with sorrow, waiting, mistakes, holding back, responsibilities, third party, many flames. I mean, this is a lot of baggage. So, if she's moving on from a broken heart, don't you think she already went through all of this? But hers was more of neglect. She felt abandoned and neglected when she was going through her dark night. So, as much as she would love to help the masculine, he has to go through it himself. And if he's still carrying on third-party responsibilities, holding back, realizing his mistakes, and either being with someone who is threatening to harm themselves, because I feel like that's what's happening here. This person is alive, but I think that what I'm getting is that they threaten self-harm. And I've gotten that in readings before, just recently. So, it's not a good place to be with someone that has this kind of toxicity. And I know because my very first husband was a Special Forces Marine, and he was mean and he was abusive, and when I tried to leave, I knew he was going to try and hurt me, and he was going to unalive me. And it took me years to truly get away from him, but it was a really scary situation. And I pray that nobody has to go through this. So it kind of turned dark, didn't it? Secrets, love, conquest, mind control. See, this karmic wants to try and control the masculine married man. Denial. The karmic is in denial that they're not the spouse anymore. Wow, when I said that, the twin flame cards came out. Twin flame card came out. They know that it's turned toxic, and the feminine, even though the masculine came all out with this karmic stuff in the feminine's reading, she's got forward movement coming here. She's got faith in the Ace and the Ten of Cups. And I can see right at the bottom here. It says, a leap of faith. This is the Fool. Bottom of the deck. No matter what, she's going to look at life with a lot of faith in a fresh new start. Whatever that looks like. No expectations. All right, so I've been on long enough. Let's pull a Rumi card, and then I'll read it, a short excerpt of it, and then I gotta go. And my words have been fumbling today. I guess that's Mercury in retrograde, because I start fumbling words. I guess I'm tired. All right, so let's get a Rumi card for the collective who's watching. I love this card, the lion and the deer. And it's a 22, which is a master number. Okay. My eyes aren't so good, so I'm going to try and get through this. I'm going to read, I usually highlight. Yes, here we are. You are asked to bear the chaos of this rediscovery. It may be that talents from this or other lifetimes are reawakened and cause you some discomfort at first, even though they will ultimately bring joy and greater fulfillment. The discomfort may be around how those talents are best expressed, about overcoming shame, guilt, doubt, or other judgments. It may even be about who you are. If you now admit your talent or other emerging personality traits, perhaps what is being unearthed in you now is darker. Your sacred rage, refusal to accept disrespect in your life. When I said that, did you see the red light go on? Interesting. Your inability to tolerate lies and deceptions. Well then, you are the lion and the deer. This is nature. This is to be both in the world. You're not becoming contradictory or hypocritical. You're becoming whole. The guidance this oracle brings you is that you shall prosper most now if you are willing to unbecome what you have believed yourself to be. It was never really trust anyway, that view. It was partial at best, and just a view, an identity, not a genuine reality. Some of your previous sense of self shall likely come with this transition into the fuller experience of your being, and some of that previous identity shall be shed as far to limiting. It just won't feel true for you anymore, if it ever did. Any crisis or confusion this brings shall be temporary fuel to ignite the divine fires within. They simmer, cooking you from within, bringing all your flavors, spicy and sweet, bitter and sour, into perfect balance, so that your being, your presence, becomes an exquisite dish served up as a divine feast. You shall become nourishment for the world in perfect balance. Your being will hold all, for it holds all within it. It will deny nothing and become a tonic to feed every taste, every appetite, every hunger, and every deficiency. What an extraordinary, sublime meal you shall be. How your presence shall nourish the world. And it all begins with shedding the either and the or, and recognizing instead the all. With such wild permission for unconditional love, you shall thrive in your beingness and feed the hungry world with a meal complete, satisfying, and exquisite. And with that, I'm going to say good night and good evening until I speak with you again. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.